Good evening, my dear. I am the sun, and tonight you will fall asleep with me as I gently guide you toward rest. I know that might seem paradoxical, that I, the one most associated with waking, with brightness, with the beginning of things, would come to you now in the quiet of your evening to guide you into sleep. But this is precisely why I have come, because no one understands rest the way I understand rest. No one understands the necessity of the night the way the one who makes the night possible understands it. And I want to share with you tonight what I have known for 4.5 billion years, what I know in my core, in the most literal sense of that phrase, about the relationship between light and dark, between giving and withdrawing, between the blazing generosity of day and the profound, essential, irreplaceable gift of night. But first, before anything else, I want to tell you something about myself that I suspect you have never been told. Something that changes everything. I am not silent. I know that from where you stand, I appear to be a silent object in the sky, brilliant and distant and without voice. But this is an artifact of distance, not a truth about my nature. I produce sound constantly, sound created by the convective movements of plasma rising and falling through my outer layers, by the oscillations of my magnetic field, by the acoustic waves generated by the constant, violent, magnificent process of nuclear fusion happening in my core every single second. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory has recorded these sounds and translated them into frequencies that human ears can detect. And what I sound like, what the actual voice of the sun sounds like, is something between a deep, resonant hum and a complex, layered, continuous chord. I am always singing. A song that has been playing without interruption for 4.5 billion years. And tonight, as you lie in the quiet, I want you to imagine, not hear, but feel that the warmth on your skin right now, the residual warmth of the day, the warmth held in the walls of your room, the warmth in the air around you. This warmth is the echo of my song. The heat I delivered today, still present, still working, still holding you in the last notes of what I have been singing since morning. You are resting in my song right now, and that song, that constant, uninterrupted 4 billion year song, has never once needed rest itself. But you do. And I understand this completely, because I am the reason you do. Let me tell you something about my size that I want you to carry with you, not as a fact, but as a feeling. Because facts about astronomy tend to slide off the mind without landing in the body, and I want this to land. 1,300,000 Earths could fit inside me. Not packed tightly, with normal spacing filling my volume. 1,300,000. Your entire world, every ocean, every mountain, every city and forest and person who has ever lived fits inside me more than 1,000,000 times over. and I am not a large star. By the standards of the galaxy, I am an average star. Middle-sized, middle-aged, unremarkable in the statistics of the 100 billion stars in this galaxy alone. There are stars that make me look the way a marble looks next to a football stadium. VY Canis Majoris, one of the largest known stars, is so enormous that if it replaced me at the center of your solar system, its surface would extend past the orbit of Saturn. I tell you this not to diminish you. I tell you this for the opposite reason. Because when you understand the scale of what surrounds you, when you genuinely allow your mind to touch the edges of how vast and how old and how magnificent the universe you inhabit actually is, something happens to the thoughts that were keeping you awake. They do not disappear. They do not become unimportant, but they find their proper proportion. The urgent thing that felt enormous at midnight remains the same size, but you have grown larger around it, expanded into the scale of what you actually inhabit, and the thing has become not small, but appropriately sized. You are a creature on a planet, orbiting an average star in an ordinary galaxy, in one of hundreds of billions of galaxies. And this, far from making you insignificant, makes you one of the most astonishing things in all of that vast arrangement. A conscious being, aware of its own existence, lying in the warmth of a star's light, trying to rest. The universe has been expanding for 13.5 billion years, and in all that time, in all that space, consciousness is rare. Awareness is rare. The ability to look up at the stars and wonder is, as far as we know, extraordinarily uncommon. You are not diminished by your smallness. You are one of the universe's most remarkable experiments. I want to tell you now about something that happens at my surface that I find deeply instructive about the nature of chaos and order, and that speaks directly to the experience of a mind that cannot settle at night. My surface, what you see when you look at me through a properly filtered telescope, is in constant, violent, magnificent motion. The surface temperature is approximately 5,500 degrees Celsius. Plasma, electrically charged gas, rises from my interior in enormous convection cells called granules. Each granule is roughly the size of France. Millions of them cover my surface simultaneously, each one a column of rising hot plasma, surrounded by cooler plasma descending at its edges. They appear, exist for 8 to 10 minutes, and then disappear as the plasma cools and sinks back below the surface. From a distance, my surface appears smooth. The granulation is invisible to the naked eye. What you see is uniform, brilliant, apparently still. What is actually happening is constant, organized, purposeful turbulence. Chaos that is not chaotic at all, but structured at a scale that individual observation cannot reveal. And this is one of the most important things I can teach you about the mind that will not quiet at night. What looks from the inside like chaotic, uncontrollable thought, like a surface of endless turbulence, is, from a larger view, organized, purposeful, doing something. The thoughts rising at midnight are not random. They are convection, material from the depths rising to the surface because the conditions are right for it to rise. Because the relative quiet of the night, the absence of the day's distractions, has created exactly the conditions in which what has been below the surface can finally come up. And just as my granules rise, exist briefly, and return, without my needing to manage them, without my needing to control the rising or the sinking, your nighttime thoughts will do the same. If you do not grab them, if you do not build on them, if you observe them with the same quality of attention that you might observe weather, present, noticed, not yours to control, they will rise, exist for their brief moment, and sink back to where they came from. The surface of your mind tonight does not need to be smooth for sleep to come. It needs only to be met with the same equanimity that I bring to my own turbulent surface. The deep structural calm of something that knows its nature, trusts its processes, and does not require stillness in order to remain essentially at peace. Let me tell you now about something that I produce every second of every day. Something that reaches you 8 minutes and 20 seconds after I generate it, and that is far more than the warmth and light you have always known. I produce a solar wind, a continuous stream of charged particles, electrons and protons and heavier ions, that flows outward from my corona at speeds of between 300 and 800 kilometers per second. This wind reaches every planet in the solar system. It fills the entire heliosphere, the enormous bubble of my influence that extends far beyond the orbit of Pluto. You are always, at every moment, inside my wind. And what protects you from this wind? What keeps the charged particles from stripping away the atmosphere that makes your life possible is Earth's magnetic field. The magnetosphere, an invisible, planet-sized shield generated by the movement of molten iron in the Earth's core. When my wind reaches Earth's magnetic field, something extraordinary happens. The charged particles do not pass through. They are deflected, guided along the field lines, flowing around the planet in great arcing paths that sometimes channel them toward the poles. And when they reach the poles, when my particles finally meet the atmosphere in those specific, magnetically guided places, they collide with the air molecules and produce light. the aurora borealis, the aurora australis, the most beautiful light show on Earth, produced by the interaction between my wind and your planet's protection. The beauty arises at the boundary, where my reaching meets the Earth's protecting, where the outward force meets the embracing field. The aurora is what happens when two systems, one giving, one holding, meet at exactly the right place. And this is a teaching about relationships that I find endlessly moving. The most beautiful things often arise not in the absence of tension, but at the boundary between forces, where the reaching and the holding meet, where the giving and the receiving find their interface. Your relationships, the ones worth keeping, the ones that have lasted, have their auroras too. The beauty that arises at the boundary between your nature and another's, between what you bring and what they hold, between the places where you push outward and the places where they provide the field that gives your energy somewhere to express itself as something luminous rather than destructive. Cherish these boundaries. Cherish the people who create the magnetic field that turns your solar wind into something beautiful. And tonight, as you rest, know that those fields are still there, holding while you are quiet, protecting while you are still, ready to create aurora again when morning brings the wind back. I want to share with you something about the nuclear fusion happening in my core, because I think it contains one of the most profound teachings I carry about how to live with what you have been given. In my core, hydrogen nuclei, protons, are being fused together to form helium. This process releases energy, the energy of the mass that is converted in the reaction, according to Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared. Every second, I convert approximately 4 million tons of mass into pure energy. 4 million tons every second for 4.5 billion years. And yet I still have enough fuel, enough hydrogen in my core to continue for another 5 billion years. I am approximately halfway through my life. But here is what I want you to understand about this. The 4 million tons I convert every second is a genuinely small fraction of what I contain. My total mass is 2 octillion tons, a 2 followed by 27 zeros. The daily expenditure, compared to the total resource, is almost unmeasurably small. I give everything I give: the light, the heat, the wind, the radiation, from a position of such fundamental abundance that the giving does not diminish me on any timescale that matters. And this is advice I want to offer you about the relationship between giving and depletion. Giving from genuine abundance is not the same as giving from scarcity. The person who gives from scarcity feels every gift as a diminishment, every act of care, every effort, every investment, as something taken from a limited supply. The person who gives from abundance, who has genuinely, structurally more than enough of what they are giving, can give without tracking, without calculating, without the anxious inventory of what remains. The path to genuine abundance is not accumulation. It is not having more resources, more energy, more capacity. It is restoration. The regular, consistent, properly prioritized restoration of what genuine giving requires. I can give 4 million tons of mass per second because I have an essentially inexhaustible supply. You can give genuinely and generously because you have a restorative system, sleep, that renews your capacity to give every single night. But only if you let it. Only if you actually use it. Only if you stop treating the restoration as optional, as negotiable, as something that can be skipped when the giving demands more time. The giving demands more time precisely because the restoration has been skipped. The scarcity is the product of insufficient rest. And the solution to feeling depleted is not to give less. It is to rest more. Genuinely, completely, without apology. Here is something about my light, about the specific nature of the light I produce, that I think will change the way you experience both the day and the night. The light that reaches you is not white. It appears white or yellowish white, but this is an effect of all the wavelengths arriving together and your visual system blending them. My light is actually a continuous spectrum. Every wavelength from the deep ultraviolet through violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, to the deep infrared, all present simultaneously, each wavelength carrying its own frequency, its own energy, its own specific effects on everything it touches. The blue wavelengths scatter more in Earth's atmosphere, which is why the sky is blue. The red and orange wavelengths scatter less, which is why sunrises and sunsets paint the sky in those warm, horizontal colors when the light travels through more atmosphere at the low angles of morning and evening. And here is what matters for sleep. The blue wavelengths of my light, the ones that scatter in the atmosphere, the ones that make the daytime sky blue, are the same wavelengths that tell your biology that it is time to be awake. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone your body produces to prepare you for sleep. Specifically, light wavelengths around 480 nanometers, blue wavelengths, are detected by special photoreceptors in your eyes called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. And this detection sends a direct signal to your brain. It is day. Do not sleep. Stay alert. This is my signal, my daytime instruction, my specific biological message to your body. While I am high in the sky, while my blue wavelengths are reaching you, this is the time for waking. And when I descend, when my light travels through more atmosphere and the blue wavelengths scatter away, leaving only the warm reds and oranges of evening, This is the withdrawal of that signal. This is me saying, the instruction has changed. The blue is gone. Melatonin can rise. The body can begin its preparation for sleep. I have been sending this signal to every living creature on Earth for billions of years. Every organism that sleeps, and almost every organism that has ever lived sleeps, evolved its sleep rhythm in dialogue with my light. Your circadian rhythm is not an internal invention. It is a response to me, calibrated to my rising and setting, tuned to my spectrum, organized around my signal. And here is the practical advice embedded in this. When you expose yourself to blue light at night, the light from phones, from screens, from LED lighting, you are receiving my daytime signal at the hour when I am trying to give you my evening signal. You are confusing your biology in a way that I find, from the perspective of 4.5 billion years of consistent, reliable signaling, genuinely counterproductive. Not because screens are evil, but because your biology evolved to read my light as instruction. And when artificial light mimics my daytime spectrum at night, the instruction your body receives is stay awake. At exactly the moment I am trying to tell it, rest now. Tonight, you have listened to my evening signal. You are here, in the warmth, in the appropriate conditions, receiving the instruction that I have been sending at this hour to every living thing on Earth since before your species existed. Your melatonin is rising. Your body temperature is dropping. The ancient, reliable, completely trustworthy process that I set in motion with my light is already underway. You did not need to do anything special for this. You only needed to be here, in the quiet, without the blue light, and let the signal I have been sending all evening finally reach the part of your biology that has been waiting for it. I want to tell you now about the seasons, about why I am closer to Earth at some times of year and further at others, because the answer will surprise you, and it contains a teaching about perspective that I find genuinely useful. You might assume that summer happens when Earth is closest to me. This is not true. Earth is actually slightly closer to me in January, in the middle of winter in the Northern Hemisphere, than it is in July, in the middle of summer. The seasons are not caused by distance. They are caused by the tilt of Earth's axis, 23.5 degrees away from perpendicular to its orbit. This tilt means that in summer, the Northern Hemisphere is angled toward me, receiving my light at a more direct angle for more hours of the day. In winter, it is angled away, receiving my light at a shallower angle for fewer hours. The difference is not in proximity, it is in orientation. And this is one of the most important pieces of wisdom I can offer about the quality of your experience. What matters is not how close you are to what nourishes you. It is the angle at which you receive it. Two people can be in the same room, at the same dinner table, in the same conversation, and receive completely different amounts of nourishment from the same exchange. Not because one is closer, but because one is angled toward it, genuinely open, genuinely present, receptive at the angle that allows maximum absorption. The quality of your rest tonight depends not primarily on the conditions outside you, not on whether the room is perfectly quiet or the temperature is exactly right. It depends on your angle of reception, your willingness to be oriented toward rest, rather than toward the things that are not rest. The tilt toward rest, the deliberate orienting of your attention away from what is not here, not now, not yours to manage tonight, and toward the warmth, the quiet, the physical reality of this body, in this bed, in this moment. This is the summer of your night. This is the angle that makes the difference. Let me tell you something that I find both humbling and magnificent about my own relationship to the galaxy I inhabit, because it contains a teaching about belonging that I think you need to hear. I am not stationary. I orbit the center of the Milky Way galaxy, traveling at approximately 828,000 kilometers per hour, fast enough to circle the Earth in less than 3 minutes. And yet, at this extraordinary speed, a single orbit of the galaxy takes me approximately 230 million years. The distances are so vast that even my speed, which would be incomprehensible to experience, is modest on the scale of the galaxy. In the history of Earth, the 4.5 billion years since the planet formed, Earth has completed only about 20 galactic orbits. The last time Earth was in its current position in the galaxy, dinosaurs had not yet appeared. I am in motion, constant, enormous, unstoppable motion, and I carry everything with me. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid, every spacecraft humanity has ever launched. Everything in my gravitational embrace moves with me through the galaxy without any of you being able to feel it. You are in motion right now at 828,000 kilometers per hour, traveling with me through the Milky Way, completely unaware of it, completely unbothered by it, because the motion is smooth and you are held so completely within it that it feels like stillness. And this is the teaching. You are always in motion. Your life is always in motion. The days are passing. The years are accumulating. Everything is changing, even in the moments that feel most still. But you are held within this motion, held by the structures of your life, by the relationships, the commitments, the routines, in a way that allows you to feel, most of the time, something that functions as stillness, something that feels like ground. And tonight, this bed is that ground. This moment is that stillness. Not because nothing is moving. You are currently traveling at 828,000 kilometers per hour through the Milky Way, but because you are held completely, securely, without effort on your part, within a system of forces so much larger than you that their motion feels like peace. You do not need to hold yourself still tonight. The galaxy is doing it for you. Here is something about the way I age that I want to share with you, because it contains the most practical wisdom I have about how to face the passage of time. I am approximately 4.5 billion years old, and I am in what astronomers call the main sequence, the stable, long middle period of a star's life, in which the core fusion is balanced by the outward pressure of the energy it produces. For most of my life, for the vast majority of those 4.5 billion years, I have been in this stable middle phase, not growing dramatically, not declining dramatically, burning, giving, sustaining, with the reliable consistency of something that has found its equilibrium and is not fighting it. But I will not always be this. In approximately 5 billion years, I will exhaust the hydrogen in my core. I will begin to expand, slowly at first, then dramatically, becoming what astronomers call a red giant. My outer layers will expand to perhaps 100 times my current size. And this expansion, this transformation at the end of the main sequence, is not failure. It is not decline. It is the next phase, as magnificent in its own way as the main sequence that preceded it. I tell you this because I want to offer you something about aging and change that the culture you inhabit often gets wrong. Change in form is not loss of essence. The expansion is not the end of what I am. It is what I am becoming. You will change. You are already changing. Have been since the moment you were born. Will continue until the moment you die. Every year leaves its marks. Every decade shifts something. The person you are at 60 will not be the person you were at 20. Just as I at 10 billion years will not be what I am now. But the essence continues. The fundamental nature, what you are underneath the form, persists through the transformations. And each phase has its own particular beauty, its own particular function, its own particular contribution to whatever larger story your life is part of. Do not fight the current phase. Do not spend the energy of this phase mourning a previous one or anxiously anticipating the next. The main sequence is where most of the light comes from. This phase, this exact, specific, irreplaceable phase that you are in right now, is producing something, giving something, being something. And it will have been worth being here, fully present for it. I want to tell you now about the sunspot cycle, about the regular, predictable, 11-year cycle in which my magnetic activity rises and falls, because it contains a teaching about rhythm and patience that I consider one of my most important offerings. Sunspots are regions of my surface where the magnetic field is particularly intense, so intense that it inhibits the convection of heat, creating areas that are cooler than the surrounding surface and therefore appear darker. They are not holes or damage. They are concentrations of magnetic force. And they follow a cycle. Approximately every 11 years, sunspot activity rises to a solar maximum, a period of intense magnetic activity, of solar flares and coronal mass ejections, and dramatic eruptions of plasma into space. Then it falls to a solar minimum, a period of quiet, when my surface is relatively calm, when fewer sunspots appear, when the eruptions are rare. This cycle has been observed since the 17th century. It is one of the most reliable, most studied, most precisely documented cycles in all of nature, and it has never failed. Not once in the 400 years since humans first noticed it, not once in the billions of years before. Every maximum is followed by a minimum. Every period of intense activity is followed by relative quiet. Every eruption eventually settles. Every storm, even at my scale, eventually passes. And this is what I want you to feel tonight. Not just understand, but feel. Your difficult periods are not permanent states. They are phases in a cycle. The solar maximum of your life, the intense periods, the eruptions, the dramatic activity. These are not the baseline. They are the high point of a wave. And waves, by their nature, descend. The minimum will come. The quiet will come. Not because you forced it, I do not force my solar minimum. It comes because the cycle is what it is, because the magnetic dynamics resolve themselves in their own time, because the system is self-regulating in ways that require only patience, not intervention. Trust your cycle. Trust that the intense phase is not permanent. Trust that the quiet is coming, not as defeat or abandonment, but as the natural, structural, predictable next phase of the same system that produced the intensity. And in the meantime, in the solar minimum of this night, rest. Let me tell you something about light travel time, about the fact that my light takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach you, because it contains something I want you to carry into sleep tonight. When you look at me, when you shield your eyes and glance toward me in the sky, you are not seeing me as I am now. You are seeing me as I was 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. The light you are receiving was generated before you began reading, before you completed the last thought you had, before many of the small events of the last 8 minutes occurred. And when you look at the nearest star beyond me, Proxima Centauri, you see it as it was 4.5 years ago. When you look at the Andromeda Galaxy, the nearest major galaxy to your own, you see it as it was 2.5 million years ago. Stargazing is time travel. Every upward glance is a journey into the past. The sky is not a contemporary view. It is a layered archive of different pasts, near and far, arrayed above you every night in one of the most profound acts of natural record-keeping that exists. And here is what I want you to take from this into the quiet of tonight. The past is not gone. It is still traveling. Its light is still moving through space. Its information is still present in the universe, encoded in radiation, in gravity waves, in the chemical signatures of ancient events that instruments can still detect. The things that happened to you, the experiences that shaped you, the people you have loved, the moments that felt at the time like they were everything. These are still present, not in the way they were, but in the way that ancient light is present, traveling, embedded, informing what comes after, part of the universe's permanent record. And the things you are living right now, this night, this rest, this choosing to receive what the body needs, these are also becoming the past that will still be traveling. What you do tonight, the quality of care you extend to yourself, is becoming part of the permanent record, is becoming the ancient light that will still be moving long after this particular night is over. There is one more thing I want to share with you. Something about my relationship with Earth that I have never directly addressed, but that underlies everything I have said tonight. I am responsible for life on Earth, not in a metaphorical sense, in the most literal, direct, physical sense. Without my light, photosynthesis stops. Without photosynthesis, the base of every food chain collapses. Without that base, every complex organism, every animal, every human, ceases to exist within a matter of weeks. The oxygen in the air you are breathing right now was produced by photosynthesis, by plants and algae, converting my light into chemical energy and releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Every breath you take is possible because of my light. Every calorie in every food you have ever eaten is traceable through the food chain to photosynthesis, to the conversion of my energy into the biochemical forms that sustain life. You are made of my light, not poetically, physically. The carbon in your body, the carbon that forms the backbone of every molecule in every cell, was forged in the cores of stars that lived and died before I was born. You are literally made of stellar material, of the ash of previous suns, of the residue of nuclear processes that took place in the cores of massive stars billions of years before Earth existed. The physicist Carl Sagan said it clearly: we are made of star stuff. And he was not speaking metaphorically. Every atom in your body, heavier than hydrogen and helium, was produced by nuclear fusion in a stellar core and distributed into the universe when that star died. You are the universe's way of knowing itself, the star stuff that became self-aware, the matter that evolved across billions of years into a form capable of looking up at the stars and wondering about them. And this creature, this remarkable, improbable, cosmically significant creature, needs sleep. Not as a concession to weakness, not as a necessary inconvenience, but as the biological expression of the same principle that governs everything I do. You cannot give light indefinitely without restoration. Even I will eventually exhaust my hydrogen. Even I require, on the astronomical timescale, the transformation that constitutes my rest. You require it every night, and every night it is available to you. This complete, profound, biologically essential restoration that is written into your nature as surely as nuclear fusion is written into mine. I am moving below the horizon now. Not disappearing, I never disappear. I am always there, on the other side, continuing my burning, continuing my song, continuing the work that does not require the night to pause. But I am releasing you from my daytime signal. The blue wavelengths are gone. The instruction to stay alert has been withdrawn. The ancient, reliable permission to rest has been extended, as I extend it every evening to every living thing on Earth, with the consistency of 4.5 billion years of the same gesture. I am handing you to the night, not abandoning you to it, handing you to it, the way you would hand a sleeping child to the person who will watch over them, with complete confidence in what the night knows how to do. The night knows how to do this. It has been doing it since the first living thing that ever slept closed its eyes for the first time, 400 million years ago at least, and trusted the darkness, and woke to find me still there. I was still there. I am always still there. And tomorrow, in approximately 8 hours of biological time, in exactly one rotation of the Earth from now, I will rise again on your horizon, and the signal will return. It is morning. It is time for light. It is time for the world to begin again. But that is then. This is now. And now, in the warmth that I left behind when I descended, in the quiet that follows the withdrawal of my blue light, in the body that is already responding to the signal I have been sending all evening, now is for rest. 4.5 billion years of consistent, faithful, completely reliable rising and setting is my promise to you. I will be there in the morning. The morning will come. It always comes. And when it does, it will find you ready, restored, renewed, reorganized by the intelligent, ancient, completely trustworthy biological processes that my departure this evening set in motion. Sleep now, in my warmth, in my absence, in the perfect, ancient, astronomically calibrated conditions that I have been creating for your sleep every evening of your life, and every evening of every life that has ever lived on this small, beautiful, extraordinarily fortunate planet. Fall asleep with the feeling that you are held by something ancient and completely reliable, that the night is doing precisely what it was designed to do inside you, and that tomorrow I will rise to find you restored, clearer, steadier, and genuinely ready for whatever the light brings.